like Batman and Robin.
Holy hole in a donut!
Or maybe a bit more like Bert and Ernie.
Hey, Bert.
This is Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Welcome to the show. That balloon didn't make a very loud noise. It didn't scare Mike.
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Ernie. It's welcome to our last show ever.
On Triple M on Digital for 3 weeks.
Yes.
Stop always pretending like we're quitting the show. You do this all the time.
We've been fired. This is it. Our
By
careers
choice.
are over by choice for 3 weeks, and then we'll be back. But until then, guys, I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids.
But we're still doing the Sunday show.
Yes.
So that's how you're going to feed your kids.
Yeah, so how could I forget?
But they'll just be eating 2-minute noodles. And also, you don't have kids.
I got to call my kids, tell them to stop eating all the dog
You need to
food.
call your kids and tell them they don't exist yet.
We've got a great show coming up for you guys. We're going to push the button.
Well, we're still thinking about it. We haven't pushed the button yet. So it's a muck-up day for us. Obviously, it's our last day for 3 weeks. So what do? You muck up. And there is a sign in the office with a button.
It's kind
that
of like
says,
the only rule here. Like, we've done a lot of things.
No one's ever told us off.
No, we've done heaps of things expecting to be told if we've harassed celebrities.
Yep.
I've walked around with my underwear with no shirt on, spray tanned. We've never been told off. This is the only rule in the office that we think we could actually be told off.
So we will decide later in the show if we will press the button. It's a tentative yes.
Luke and Lewis. It's Muck-Up Day, and we're joined by a very special guest, Hamish Blake. Welcome to the show.
Boys.
So it's our last day for 3 weeks, so we're going to muck up. But that isn't the point of this. What?
Sorry, man, your mic was off. I just turned it on.
Oh, thanks,
Mikey.
Mike.
Now, speaking of
What a
Mike...
prank, Muck-Up Day prank. You're the best, Mike.
Speaking of speaking of mucking up, Mike, this is about you. The reason why I brought Hamish in is because you work on the Hamish and Andy podcast at the moment.
Man, Mike
Correct?
works on every show.
Dude, he's doing Will Anderson's
I
thing.
did Will's podcast the other week, and I get an email from someone that works with Will going, "You could do the podcast." I said, "Yeah, could go." Okay, I'm going to put you in touch with this guy, Mike. He's helping Will out. Like, there's no one else working in radio except Mike. He's doing every podcast.
I know, it's insane.
The
He's
thing
working
is, you
so much.
We're
He's
sharing
forgot-
mics. We're all sharing mics.
He's forgotten where he started, all right?
Yeah.
He started on this show, and he comes in. I don't know. This is what we want to bring up. He comes into our show almost every day and
He just talks about
you guys.
Talks
No,
about
you
your
gotta-
show.
Look, it's
You got
flattering.
you have a huge future in radio, Mike. Like, you're obviously already kind of the powerhouse behind all these shows. But yeah, you gotta keep it compartmentalized.
We
Yeah.
have
And
got
we were-
some
'cause
recording.
what
We,
we
got
have-
so sick of it that we just started recording and
I
doing
mean, you
it.
can't come home from one of your kids' footy matches and start telling the other kid how great the other kid is. They don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
Exactly. So he's been doing this just about every week for months, and it got to the point where we had the time to record several instances, and this is one.
This is just
that was
yesterday.
selected from many clips. This is Mike actually recording a Snapchat story
To his
because
friends.
his laugh was in one of your videos.
Yes.
Hit it, Mike.
Hey guys, you can hear my laugh in the new Hamish and Andy video. Watch.
Somebody, get up, we like
There it was. Did you guys like that? That was my laugh in the background of a Hamish and Andy video.
Well, it's not that cool.
you were there,
I know, I was
so
there.
it's not totally ridiculous that your laugh would be in the background of it. Doing something funny.
Can I actually add on to this that on closer inspection, it's not my laugh.
I think it's Jez's laugh.
And I distinctly remember thinking on the day, wow, Jez's laugh sounds a bit like mine. So I think that's where it
Mate.
came from.
And can I ask you another question, Mike? Why did you record that for Snapchat and not Instagram?
I just didn't want to send it out to the masses.
No,
I
it's
just-
because Hamish follows you on Instagram.
No
What the
paper
hell?
trail.
Do you follow me? I didn't even know.
Yes,
Too big for your boots. Too big for your boots.
We know he follows you because you wouldn't shut up.
No, Mikey. Look, you've done a good thing there. But it's not. It's like getting in the background of the weather and being like, it's like it's not that. It's not that exciting.
No
Like,
one's bragging. Oh, I was behind Koshi the other day.
Oh, actually, it wasn't me, but a guy that looks a lot like me was behind Koshi on Sunrise.
But that's not all, Hamish, because this is even worse, all right? He's been talking about your show for ages, but he's been talking about one specific social interaction that happened behind the scenes of your show.
Not only-
but he won't tell us the details.
So not only is he thinking that like he he loves obviously working your show, but he thinks he's providing you guys with entertainment. He thinks he's been making you laugh all the time. This is him talking about it.
When did you make Andy laugh? I want to hear this story.
No,
You never told us. What do you mean none of our business?
Took me a while to crack him, guys. I want you guys to have the same struggle.
So those,
He's tough to crack.
Those two clips were 2 weeks apart. So the first one was him going, "Nah, guys, I made Andy laugh, and I'm not going to tell you." Then the second one was
bringing it up.
He goes, "Guys, I did it. I made Andy laugh," and we're like, "Okay."
Love it. Like Andy, he's not Red Simons on Hey Hey It's Saturday. Like he's not like the impenetrable judge.
I mean, I don't want to be like Mike here, but I think I've made Andy laugh before, but I'm just not like.
So now you're bragging about it on our show.
I said I don't want to be like Mike.
Guys, I've never made Andy laugh, and if I did, I wouldn't talk about it because it's not that interesting.
No, he actually told me a really funny thing that you said.
Oh, really?
No.
That was a test to see if you wanted to know what it was.
Yeah.
I failed.
But I mean, I make Andy fake laugh hundreds of times a week. So
Yeah.
Probably doing that with me as well.
no,
That's true.
That was
Yeah.
real.
No, it would have been real. He would
Seriously,
never fake
though?
it for you.
You never told us the
You
story.
have to
Can
tell
you tell
us.
us the story?
We're all now
I-
it's all out in the open.
What was the thing that made Andy laugh?
Hamish actually laughed as well. It was a great gag. I think you agree.
Yeah, double laugher. That's huge.
Now you're bragging to
It was
Hamish
when-
about making him laugh.
Anyway, it was like something to do with there being like 1 billion listeners on the podcast, and I said, "Oh, 1 in 6 people in the world listen." Hamish even remembers.
Good, I remember that was funny. It was in our meeting.
Right.
It doesn't sound like you found it that funny.
Was it more of a nose laugh?
No, but then I'm the guy that goes to stand up, and if it's really great, I just nod and say good.
Yeah.
You know, like I appreciate
Yeah.
the joke, but I did laugh at that because
Thanks.
It wasn't good.
We'd done like a thing where someone, because we were launching the podcast, we're not really launching it, we've been doing it for 12 years, but you know, now we're just podcasting. Someone in a press release had written, "Oh, they've had 250 million downloads ever," right? So for 12 years, so. That's still a lot, but it's not like we got them last week. Someone misread that quote and then went, they've got 500 million, got 500 million downloads
In a
in a
One
week.
episode.
So they thought that we A, doubled it, and B, gave it to us in a week. And so then Mike, just with that classic Mike style,
so
you guys
really-
know it well. He chipped in with the
But
1 in
that's not
6.
even a joke. You just changed that information into a fraction. Like you just said,
That's just
like,
maths.
You just did
Yeah,
a
but
maths
it's
joke
what
about
I
the
do
population of the world, and then was like, right?
I'm going to say it is a joke because he was framing a math
He
stat
said it with jest.
in a fun way to think about it at a
Sorry.
speed that you would rate as comically quick.
Mate, are you trying to...
So he did quick maths.
He's not giving it. Luke's like,
I'm not giving it
"No,
because
no,
you
no,
just
no."
did quick maths, and that's it.
You know what? You're just trying to take our panel operator by flattering him. He's going to leave our show and go over to yours because he thinks you think
right.
he's
I mean,
funny.
you
Well, I
probably
want-
treat him a lot better than this.
I want that to be some new Luke Kidgel merch. I want it to be like a sticker going, "Quick maths does not equal comedy."
Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Luke, you have brought to the show something that is written on our sheet that just says Lewis thing.
Now, the reason why I didn't write what it was about
told
is
nothing about this.
because you know nothing about it, right? So on the Sundays, we do our show in a different studio. We do it upstairs in the Fox studio, right? And you sit behind a TV in that studio.
Yes.
Like behind you, there's like big panels on the wall that have branding and stuff
Yep.
on them. And Mike got a call on Monday morning from
Oh, no.
the tech.
Did I break it?
From the tech Ryan that says, "Hey, who was on Mic 7 on Sunday night?" And that's the long mic which you're on. And he said, and Mike was like, "Oh, Lewis." And he goes, "Right, did Lewis break the TV?" And Mike said, "No, we didn't realize he broke the TV." And he goes, "Well, it definitely happened because it wasn't broken on Saturday night, and you guys were the only people who were in the building on Sunday." And it costs about $500 to $1,000, I believe.
Oh, no!
It's a very expensive TV.
Look, I don't want to out myself here, but I specifically remember James telling me 3 times, hey, be careful of that, because every now and then I was moving my chair away from the desk and smashing into the TV. So, had been warned 3 times.
You do lean back in your chair a
Still
little bit.
broke it.
Yeah, but
Whoops.
the thing is, it's not cracked. It broke, like when you turn it back on, it looks all... Like, yeah, like the screen's just all... I don't know what it looks like.
It's like, you know how screens bleed, Lewis?
It's like
on the
if you
side?
drop your phone or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all mucked up, and we were originally
So
trying to...
beyond repair broken.
Yeah, so originally I was like trying to make them, like behind your back, was like, make him pay for it, make him pay for it.
You're a dog.
Well, more just like to make him think that he has to pay for it.
Yeah.
But like no one was like, no, that's mean. And I was like, you guys are no fun. And it's gotten to Friday now and it's almost Sunday again. So I just thought I had to tell you. And I think you should at least apologize, perhaps. I know you didn't know till now.
You can't just. How long has it been? Like a whole week? I'm gonna look like an idiot. Like, hey, remember that thing last week? I've been ignoring it until then. But soz. You know what? Actually, it's muck-up day, so I'm gonna go put my fist through it.
Yeah. I was thinking a possible solution would be that Mike won a TV a couple of weeks ago on the show.
Have you picked that up yet?
It is still in the building. Can you guys help me after this?
No, we're not helping you.
No, I'll help you plug it into the wall.
So we were thinking, I mean, I don't think it's the same size, but we could just maybe donate Mike's back to the building and then we just gloss over the fact that you have caused thousands of dollars of damage to the company because you're leaning back on your chair.
Well, look, man's going to be comfortable, and let's be honest, Radio Mike has been paying for our mistakes for months. And why stop now?
You know what? I've been watching some of the videos. So some of like the big drive and breakfast shows go out of that same studio. Yeah. And I was watching some of the videos, and they're right. It's just not on. Like it's just broken in the background of all the videos from those shows.
I'd like to make a formal apology to the breakfast show on Fox, the drive show on Fox, and every other show on Fox. My bad.
We just had Hamish Blake in here. Perhaps we need to get Dave Hughes on the line so you can formally apologise.
Sorry, Hughesy. I hope you don't lose it. Today we're doing this.
Big stories.
Breaking news. Simmo's Weekly Wrap.
I'll have a beer for you.
That's right. It's time
Every
for
week
Simmo's.
you talk over his catchsphrase. The disrespect.
My apologies, Simmo.
Yes.
I won't talk over
He's
it.
trying to have a beer for us and you keep
Sorry.
stopping his alcoholism.
I'd like to issue a formal apology to our modern digital mate for talking over his classic catchphrase that we all know and love.
Yes.
Which
Now,
is, I'll have a beer for you.
correct. Now, every Friday we get Simmo's Weekly Wrap. Last week we were deprived of Simmo. We got my brother Jack, who at the time was having an ongoing feud with Simmo.
We weren't really deprived. We chose not to have Simmo because we thought Jack would be better. Your brother was talking a big game, said he would smash Simmo, do a much better weekly wrap.
My brother said, I will bring better value and better content to the show. We were harshly mistaken.
Yes.
Simmo is a lot better. Simmo, welcome to the show.
Well. Look who came crawling back.
It's true, mate. I can't deny it.
We did.
We strayed, but will you please take us back? We made it. It was just one time. It was just a fling, and it was a horrible mistake.
And it will never happen again. Trust me.
Oh, fair enough. I'd just like to apologise to the listeners on behalf of you for making such a deplorable decision. And in fact, to make up for it, I've got some news from last week, which was a much better story than either of Jack's.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
So what
Good.
happened?
Oh, so you went ahead and so you've got news from this week, but also one from last week just to prove Jack wrong.
Look, when you're this good of a newsreader, the news finds you. You don't have to go looking for it.
Okay, hit us.
So last week, there was a dog. A lady was flying her dog between countries.
Yep.
And, you've heard of bags getting lost in the air. Well, they lost the dog.
Right.
Yeah, and then when they finally tracked down the dog, they ended up flying this dog first class with an escort to where it was actually meant to be.
That's
It was
amazing.
one pampered pooch.
So, did the dog end up in a different country?
Yes, it did. It ended up, I don't know, for argument's sake, it started in Italy, it ended in Shanghai, but it was meant to go to Canada.
Right.
Jeez, you don't
So then
often
they
see
flew it
newsreaders
from
like
Shanghai to Canada.
you don't often see newsreaders like Peter Mitchell going, now for argument's sake, this is probably what happened.
I don't have any of the details, but I'm going to make it up so you can get the gist of the story.
It was
And
last
that's
week,
why
so I'm
you
going
are the
off
best on
last
our
week's
show.
memory. That's it. You pay the big bucks to hear this stuff.
You know what? Now, that was probably better than anything Jack brought to the show last week
Yes.
because he didn't bring any animal-related news.
We love a good animal news story.
Well, you love a good animal news story. 95% of the news that Simmo brings to the show is animal-related.
That's right.
Have you got any Homo
Here's the one
sapien
coming
news?
up now. Yes, I do. So, to start off, a little bit of a warmer-upper.
Love a warmer-upper.
If I say the name to you guys, Brian McGee, does that ring any bells?
No.
No.
Brian McFadden, yes. Brian McGee, no.
Fair enough. Well, are you guys fans of popular TV show The Simpsons?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, you remember the episode where Homer reminisces about his first beer when I was 17?
Yes, I do.
So his fake ID there is Brian McGee. Now, what's happened in the UK, cops had like a booze bus set up going up. You know, they ask for your licence and that as you go through. Someone's whipped out a fake ID, no joke, Homer Simpson, and a photo of a Matt Groening drawing of Homer Simpson.
As a joke? Like just wanting to get busted?
As a legit thing. They got done for driving without a licence, and they also had an unregistered car.
But he had a licence. It's just Homer was on it.
And was the guy's real name Brian McGee?
No.
His real name was probably Mick Lovin.
That would have been too good. But you know what, really? I'm totally on board with that guy, because if you're driving with no licence, you're going to get the same penalty for having no licence, so you might as well try out a joke.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Maybe if the cop laughs, he'll let you go.
You're like, oh, at least I might get in Simmo's weekly rap, which is the ultimate goal for any criminal.
Absolutely.
All right. If that was your warmer-upper, I'm pretty excited for the big headline.
Was that not all? Oh, I'm psyched now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is the big one.
Smash it out of the park, mate.
Fellas. This is going to sound weird. Sniff your finger.
All right.
Excellent. Love the enthusiasm in the sniff there. So, turns out in the UK, 1 in 8 people have cocaine residue on their fingers.
That's why it was such an enthusiastic sniff.
Well, how this came out, a bus driver at a random drug test got done for having traces of cocaine on him, but he swore that he's never been anywhere near the stuff.
Right.
They did some research, and they found out that every banknote in the UK is contaminated for 2 weeks after it's touched the substance.
Right. Oh, that's crazy.
And so to prove this guy's innocence, they did a lineup of 50 people and got them all to shake hands with someone, and a few of those people had cocaine residue on their hands. And it turns out 13 of them, just from shaking hands with someone who'd been in contact, had the residue. Even after they washed their hands, still had the residue.
That's
a good one. That is crazy.
So if you're in the UK, go sniffing your fingers. You might get high if you're lucky.
Thank you very much. Simmo, you might be modifying your classic catchphrase if you ever go to the UK. Thanks for joining us, mate.
I believe you're about to head off to some after-work beers. Does that mean you're going to have one for us?
Oh, mate, I'll have a beer for you. I'll have a beer for Lewis. I'll even have a commiseration beer for Jack.
Glad there's no hard feelings, mate. Thanks for joining us on the show.
No worries. Thanks, listeners. This is Luke and Lewis with a little bit of Simmo, and Mike's giggling in the background. I'll have a beer for you.
We didn't ask you to sign off to the song. We just said do your catchphrase.
I just assumed...
Nah, you're on a power trip now. Hang up on him, Mike.
See you, mate. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. It's Muck Up Day, and we're joined by another special guest. Welcome to the show, Blake Everett.
Hi.
Blake Everett is a fellow stand-up comedian about to do the comedy festival.
Correct.
All these things are true
yes,
so far?
All facts.
How am I going?
I got to say, it is an honour for you to have me here. Especially after Hamish Blake.
You're headlining.
I am. I'm the headliner.
Yes. You have seen on the whiteboard here that Hamish wasn't earlier, and you've gone, oh, great. It's good. It's good to know that Hamish is opening for you. Is Hamish opening your show at the festival?
Andy is,
right.
actually. Yeah.
Right. So you'll just be dunking on them all night.
Oh, yeah. He's actually doing a basketball act.
Yeah. So
it's actual dunking.
It's good.
And then I come out and hit him with a metaphorical dunk.
Because you can't physically dunk.
Like I'm 2 inches off the ring, not from my head. Like if I do a bit of it, I'm not a great jumper.
Yeah, it'd be hard to fit a full-size basketball ring in a comedy venue anyway.
It's next year. Okay, that was the idea for this show, and I thought logistically, I don't think I'm ready for a basketball ring themed comedy show.
I mean, when I did my first comedy festival venue, my head literally touched the roof.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there to the point where I worked it into my show.
The point where you just couldn't dunk.
Yeah.
At all.
I know. Well, I didn't even fit in my own venue. I worked it into the show to the point where I would rub my forehead on the roof, and then I ended up leaving a sweaty stain, and it's still there to this day.
There's a sweat stain on the roof.
What was the venue?
It was the downstairs
on Swanson Street.
On Swanson Street. I don't think they do comedy there anymore, but there's conference rooms
because
now.
they're like, guys, we can't keep doing this. Too many sweat stains on the roof.
Bloody comedians keep rubbing their foreheads on the roof. How did we not see this coming?
Yeah. So
I remember another comedian scoped that venue out. I think it might have been Aaron Gox.
Yeah.
And I know he did a post in like the Melbourne comedy scene group saying, this venue, it's real cool, but probably be about 5 foot.
Yeah.
So he gave it a shout out, but, you know.
Yeah, okay, so he acknowledged the height problem as well.
Yeah.
You're doing a show at the Tasma Terrace?
Yes, at the National Trust of Victoria.
What is that regularly? What's that building regularly used for outside of Comedy Festival?
If you're trustworthy,
yeah,
you're there.
So that's why you're doing your show there.
I'm a very trustworthy comedian.
So everything in your show is true? There's no jokes?
No. I don't know what the truth is anymore.
Well, that's good.
It's not. It's hard. Mum struggles. Anyway.
So what's the name of your show, Blake?
My show is called Unknown Comedian.
Right. Why have you called it Unknown Comedian?
Well, believe it or not, I'm not very known.
But,
go on.
I mean, to the people now listening, kind of a bit of a weird name because now they know who you are.
Yes.
Have you ever thought of that?
Spoiler.
Have
you know me.
Have you ever thought about that? Because it's great for people who have never heard of your show.
Yeah.
But as soon as they hear about your show and buy a ticket, the name is automatically redundant. I just realised.
Yeah, no.
Because they know you.
It's actually, someone asked me the questions like, does your show teach a lesson to the audience? And I said, ultimately, it teaches them who I am.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going for.
And
that's
that you're
good.
trustworthy.
Yeah. Also...
And that you can dunk. So there's 3 great
it.
lessons to learn from Blake Everett's show this year.
My uncle actually got onto the Comedy Festival website and he saw the thing, Blake Everett, unknown comedian, and he just got really confused by it. He thought it was like the festival's description of my comedic status.
That would be really rude.
Yeah, what an insult.
Was he just like-
but no credit to them. I'll take all the credit, thank you very much.
So was he just like, hey, I'm sick of them racking on my nephew? Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Sent an email.
Yeah.
Just, hey, listen here. I know him. Yeah.
I've seen him and he's very trustworthy. Now, Blake, do you want to stick around? I believe you're going to do a song for us.
Oh, yeah, we'll give it a go.
It's the Uni Song. It's one of my favourites of yours.
Yes.
Stick around and Blake Everett will be performing one of his greatest hits. I mean, you guys probably won't know it because he's a fairly unknown comedian.
Hey, it's got 25,000 views on Facebook.
Oh, well, you might actually.
Most of them are from my uncle.
See, that's fairly known.
That's pretty known, mate. You're going to have to change it to known comedian.
Wow.
Depending on how the song goes next, we'll consider a name change.
Well, we'll regroup.
All right, it's Luke and Lewis. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. It's still muck-up day, so we're getting all our mates on the radio. We're still joined by Blake Everett. Thanks for sticking with us, mate.
I tried to leave.
we locked the doors and we bolted them.
It's
And
muck-up day, so we just thought we'd kidnap someone.
Yeah.
I actually saw Hamish is in a box in the corner.
Yeah.
It's
a classic.
Turn his mic off.
It's a classic muck-up day prank. Kidnap your friends, push them in a room, and lock the doors.
But
you're here, Blake, to play us a song.
Yes, I am.
This is a song that will not be in this year's show, I believe.
We'll see.
It may be in this year's show, guys. If you want to hear a repeat.
Yeah. If you think it is a greatest hit. Like, all the fans want it.
Yeah.
Uncle's like, do the Uni Song. He loves it.
So what's the song about, or do you want to just get into it?
Yeah, the song, I wrote this because I finished high school in 2015. I'm only 20 years old at the moment, and I decided that I didn't want to go to uni. I just wanted to focus on comedy. Song's about.
We both made the same decision, which is why I thoroughly relate to this song. I just don't have the talent to sing songs about that.
All right, take it away, Blake.
All right. Ashley's going to uni, doing a 3-year degree. She's doing something fancy like biochemistry. And Emily's going to uni, thinking she's real smart. She's living the vegan life, and of course she's studying art. Helena's going to uni, she wants to become a nurse. In other words, she wants to protest about the lack of cash in her purse. And PJ's going to uni, doing something I can't pronounce. I thought he'd keep working at Red Rooster and give me good discounts. And I'm not going to uni, I'm just doing comedy. I'll major in how to live with my mum and not make much money. That is a fact. Comedians don't make that much money. And yesterday, I babbed my life as I took another bite from my $10 box of 24 nuggets. Got them from McDonald's. They're quite nice, actually. And tomorrow, I know I'll feel real right, 'cause I'm feeling good inside, 'cause I'm doing what I love, and not because of the nuggets was actually a bad idea. I had diarrhea for 3 days. Yeah. Anyway, this next verse is about some people who didn't go to uni. Lockie's not going to uni. He's just sleeping in his bed, waking up from a big night out with a throbbing in his head. And Jason's not going to uni. He's just doing drugs. I saw him in Flagstaff Gardens just giving out free hugs. And Amos isn't going to uni, but he's still doing well. He's going to TAFE, which I guess is good for a student who did VCal. And Tony's not going to uni. He's just going to the gym. And Rosaline's working in a brothel, just going from rim to rim. Anal licking. Okay. And I'm not going to uni. Oh, Lewis. I'm not going to uni. I'm just making Lewis laugh. At least I'm not like David. He's living in the past. He's studying history at RMIT, and that's a fact. And I know that things could be worse. I could be living in Perth. That would be worse. And one whole year might seem a little long to fill with funny words and songs. And now I've said it out loud, I kind of think it is. I probably should have gone to uni, 'cause this might not work out. Why'd it have to be while I was singing this song that I started to have my doubts? I probably should have gone to uni, but now it is too late. I guess I'll just go home and vigorously master Kate, another $10 box of 24 nuggets like I mentioned earlier, and also probably wank a lot.
Thank you very much, Blake Everett.
Thank you.
Official first rim on the show.
Hey, you're welcome.
Guys, you can go get tickets to Blake Everett's show at comedyfestival.com.au. Search Blake Everett, and can recommend. I've seen it in the years past, and it was great.
Thank you very much.
Highly recommend it.
All right.
Yeah.
Go for a boogie, go for a laugh. That's and a trustworthy guy.
Luke and Lewis.
You might meet his uncle.
Luke and Lewis on Triple M Bond and Digital. It is Muck Up Day. We did say before that Blake Everett was free to go. We lied. He's still in the studio because we locked the doors.
I'm in chains.
He's stuck around
Yeah,
because...
we want your opinion on something, Blake. It's Muck Up Day, but we've been struggling to find rules that we can break here at the radio station.
Yeah.
And really the only explicit rule is a big button that has a post-it note stuck over the top of it that says, "Do not touch." Now, what we're thinking of doing is touching that button. And we don't know what it does. It could demolish the building. It could do nothing.
Really don't want it to be the button that lets the sprinkler off in the building, and then like the fire alarm, and then we cause thousands of dollars of damage. Because Lewis has already caused thousands of dollars damage in the last week. He broke a TV.
Yes.
On our Sunday show, which you just found out before. He owes the company about $1,000.
I started Muck Up Day a little bit early and also without my own knowledge.
What if the button actually produces a new TV? Then
we have to press
like
it.
is it necessarily is it a bad post-it note, or
I
is
mean,
it a positive?
It's
like,
got
they're
three,
like-
is-
three exclamation
but the-
marks, which scares me.
But at the
Okay.
same time, it's a post-it note. They didn't even laminate it. It's not. I wouldn't call it
yeah.
a serious sign.
I mean, if the button
But
does...
yet the sign says seriously, do not touch.
Yeah.
So it's hard to take it seriously because it's a post-it note, but at the same time, it
Says-
suggests you should take it seriously.
Seriously.
Could be
Yeah.
saying that ironically, though, which is a classic motif of the post-it note, as we all know. But here's my logic behind it, Luke. I don't know if it would do something bad. Why would you install a button that exclusively produces bad results? Silly
But-
thing to
There you
spend
go.
money on.
Why would you cover up a button that exclusively produces good results? That button should be free to press
Should
for
be
all.
pressed all the time. Should say
If it-
seriously.
So
pressed.
I think they've accidentally installed a button in the building that they've gone, oh no, this produces some kind of bad
they
result.
tried to install a good button, but it came out bad when you pressed it. Button glitch.
Have you ever thought that it's just the aircon? Like, have we considered this for a second?
Yeah, it could just be the air conditioner. Hey, don't touch it. We figured out the perfect temperature. Please don't touch.
No, well, I don't think it is because the air conditioning. I know what the aircon looks like, and they're white.
You know what?
All we're going to do is just go press the button.
Let's press it. During the song, we're
I'm
going to
so
press
nervous.
the button.
Blake, should we do it?
I think you gotta.
We got
Yeah,
it.
we have to do it. We're going to do it during the song. We're going to record what happens.
Uh-oh.
And look, we might not come back. The building could explode, but we'll let you know. Luke and Lewis still got Blake Freeman. We still got Blake Everett.
Freeman.
I'm sorry, that's
It's
another Blake.
comedian.
I'm gone. The chains are off.
My apologies, Blake, but you cannot leave as you are in stocks.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a fact. Yeah.
Now, during the song,
Oh.
Yes,
we did it, guys.
we pressed the
The
button.
button has been pressed. We're still alive,
We're in shock,
which is good.
but it was a shocking result. I think there's a little bit of regret going through in the team. Maybe it wasn't the best idea. It was a big call, small push, big call.
We think, like, I know we were going to take 3 weeks of anyway, but I would like to say that we're taking the 3 weeks off now to rethink, perhaps,
What have we
this
done?
decision. Here is how it went. So this isn't us pressing the button, right? This is us approaching the button.
It's our last day at Triple M Modern Digital. We still work here at Fox, but it's our last day of Modern Digital for 3 weeks.
3 weeks. We're still coming back. Maybe
Yeah.
not after this. It says, seriously, do not touch.
Well,
It's not a button.
There's a lot of buttons.
Oh, there's A. I thought that was a button. It's a knob.
It's a knob. Guys, shocking discovery. It's not a button. It's a knob.
The whole week we thought it was a button. Why does it say, do not press?
It's a
You
knob.
don't press a knob.
No, you twist a knob. Turn a knob.
What do they mean, do not press? There's nothing to press.
No, but the knob, Luke, interestingly enough, was surrounded by 6 buttons.
Maybe that's what we should press. And
But
then
which one of those should we not press?
we decided, well, because then we realized that, oh my God, a knob usually means there's multiple things that could happen. If you're
Yeah.
twisting it between
So
different
many
options,
variables.
we were like, oh my God, so many things could happen. So then I guess there was nothing more to do than to twist the knob. Oh, it's volume.
it's the
It's
volume.
just the radio.
It's the volume of the radio.
We built this up for a day.
Oh, maybe we could change it to triple. Right now it's in triple, and maybe we could change it to modern digital.
Well, this is a waste of time, guys.
The button does nothing. Right. Put it back on Triple M and get back to work.
Maybe they went, seriously, don't touch it because it's a waste of time. Don't bother wasting your time on this and don't do a day of radio content.
I'm going to put the
around
note back. I think seriously, don't touch it. Waste of time because it doesn't work. So there we go, guys. I know you're just as shocked as we are.
it. No one's shocked. No one's
Can
surprised.
I just say, I wish I left 2 segments ago.
Well, at least you haven't been listening to this for a day like the listeners have. It's Luke and Lewis. Guys, that brings us to the end of our final ever show ever.
Stop pretending to quit every Friday. Guys, we're going to be... Like every Friday, he just pretends we're going to quit.
No, we're coming back.
We're coming back. Usually we're coming back on
taking a
Monday.
permanent hiatus for 3 weeks.
Indefinite hiatus.
Yeah.
Not permanent.
Yeah, well, they're semi, guys, we'll
Just
see
be
you
honest
soon.
with the people who listen to our show.
Okay, what's happening, guys, is we're taking a bit of a hiatus from Modern Digital,
Permanently.
but we're going to be staying on Fox
Yep.
every Sunday. Sorry. Ooh, there's the drop. It is Fistpump Fridays.
None
Blake,
of you were fist
Blake,
bumping.
yeah,
Sorry, I
gotta-
momentarily
you
forgot.
gotta
You got a
fist
fist bump.
bump Fridays.
Thanks. How do you feel?
I mean, you're just wiggling your fist.
It's a weak fist bump.
That's not a pump.
Mate.
It's a fist.
Hey, two things you need to know about me. I'm trustworthy and I've got weak wrists. Give me a break.
But that's a fist wobble.
Hey.
Yeah, you know what, Blake? You're free to go. Okay, that's enough. That's the thing that got you your freedom.
Can we talk about before Blake goes? We just realised how many Blakes we've been in the vicinity of today. Hamish Blake came in earlier. Blake Everett has joined us. Our producer, he's not a producer of this show, but was hanging around James Blake.
I accidentally said the name of another comedian, Blake
Freeman.
Yeah. Too many Blakes,
Taken
guys.
over.
Yeah.
Oh, another
one,
drop.
Which means whenever we get to the second one, it just means it's time to wrap up, guys.
Yeah. Guys, so we're going to be on break from Modern Digital for a while. We'll let you know if and when we're back, but we are still on Fox every single Sunday. So we'll talk to you then, guys. This is Luke and Lewis. That's the end of Muck Up Day.
Still better than Coles. The official slogan.